This video is about famous Hollywood celebrities and people who passed away from March to April in 2011 in the United States. Before we proceed, please subscribe to our channel to support us. Elizabeth Taylor. She was born in February 1932 and she died in March 2011. Her age was 79 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was congestive heart failure. Elizabeth Taylor was one of Hollywood's most iconic actresses. Known for her violet eyes and dramatic presence, she won 2 Academy Awards. Taylor starred in classics like Giant and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Beyond acting, she was a trailblazing AIDS activist and philanthropist. Jean Bartell. She was born in October 1924 and she died in March 2011. Her age was 87 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Jean Bartell won Miss America in 1943 and used her platform to launch a successful acting and singing career. She was an advocate for higher education among women. Bartell performed on radio and stage and later worked in businesses. She remained active in charity and civic causes. Marian Mercer. She was born in November 1935 and she died in April 2011. Her age was 75 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was Alzheimer's disease. Marian Mercer was an Emmy-winning actress known for her work in television sitcoms and on Broadway. Her comedic timing shone in shows like It's Living. Mercer also appeared in numerous films and had a respected stage presence. She was celebrated for her versatility and wit. Farley Granger. He was born in July 1925 and he died in March 2011. His age was 85 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Farley Granger was a leading man in the 1940s and 1950s, remembered for his roles in Alfred Hitchcock's thrillers. His boyish charm and vulnerability made him a unique star. Granger also had a theater career and was open about his bisexuality in his later memoir. William Campbell. He was born in October 1923 and he died in April 2011. His age was 87 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. William Campbell was a character actor known for his roles in Star Trek as Trelane and Koloth. He also appeared in Elvis Presley films and numerous television shows. Campbell had a cult following due to his sci-fi roles. His career spanned over 5 decades. Skip O'Brien. He was born in August 1950 and he died in April 2011. His age was 60 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. Skip O'Brien was best known for playing Detective Ray O'Reilly in CSI. He also appeared in films like Liar Liar. O'Brien had a steady career in television and film, often playing law enforcement roles. He was respected for his work ethic and grounded performances. Sidney Lumet. He was born in June 1924 and he died in April 2011. His age was 86 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was lymphoma. Sidney Lumet was a legendary director known for his socially conscious, character-driven films. He directed over 50 films, earning critical acclaim for his focus on justice and moral conflict. Lumet was nominated for 5 Oscars and received an honorary Academy Award. Mike Starr. He was born in April 1966 and he died in March 2011. His age was 44 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was prescription drug overdose. Mike Starr was the original bassist for the influential grunge band Alice in Chains. He played on their early albums including Facelift and Dirt. Starr struggled with addiction and was publicized on Celebrity Rehab. His talent and tragic death highlighted the dark side of fame. Ferlin Husky. He was born in December 1925 and he died in March 2011. His age was 85 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was congestive heart failure. Ferlin Husky was a pioneering figure in country music and one of the first crossover stars. Known for his rich voice and charisma, he blended country, pop, and gospel. Husky was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2010. His hits remain classics. David S. Broder. He was born in September 1929 and he died in March 2011. His age was 81 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was diabetes-related complications. David Broder was one of the most influential political journalists in the United States history. He covered every presidential election from Eisenhower to Obama. Grother won a Pulitzer Prize for his clear, analytical reporting. He was known for fairness, insight, and civility in political discourse. Phoebe Snow, she was born in July 1950 and she died in April 2011. Her age was 60 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications from her brain hemorrhage. Phoebe Snow was a soulful singer-songwriter whose 1974 hit Poetry Man brought her fame. Known for her wide vocal range, she combined folk, jazz, and blues influences. She devoted much of her life to caring for her disabled daughter. Snow's voice and heart left a lasting mark. Nate Dogg, he was born in August 1969 and he died in March 2011. His age was 41 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was stroke complications. Nate Dogg was a defining voice for West Coast hip-hop, known for his smooth, melodic hooks. He collaborated with Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Eminem. His vocals shaped the G-Funk sound of the 90s. Despite health issues, his impact on hip-hop remains profound. Mel McDaniel, he was born in September 1942 and he died in March 2011. His age was 68 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was lung cancer. Mel McDaniel was a country hitmaker in the 1980s, known for upbeat anthems and a friendly stage presence. His songs often celebrated working-class life. McDaniel was a member of Grand Ole Opry. He left behind a legacy of fun, feel-good country music. Bill Varney, he was born in January 1934 and he died in April 2011. His age was 77 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was congestive heart failure. Bill Varney was an Academy Award-winning sound engineer, known for his work on major blockbusters. He won Oscar for Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, and The Raiders of the Lost Ark. His technical mastery helped shape the sound of modern cinema. Varney was a respected figure in the film industry. Johnny Preston, he was born in August 1939 and he died in March 2011. His age was 71 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. Johnny Preston was a pop star best known for his 1959 hit, Running Bear, a chart-topping song produced by J.P. Richardson, the Big Bopper. His smooth voice and catchy melodies made him a teen idol. Though his fame was brief, he remained a popular performer for decades. Hugh Martin, he was born in August 1914 and he died in March 2011. His age was 96 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Hugh Martin was a composer and lyricist, best known for co-writing Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. He worked with Judy Garland to Meet Me in St. Louis. Martin's contributions to American musical theater and holiday music are enduring and beloved. Lee Hoiby, he was born in February 1926 and he died in March 2011. His age was 85 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was metastatic melanoma. Lee Hoiby was an American composer known for his lyrical operas and art songs. A student of Giancarlo Menotti, Hoiby adapted works by Tennessee Williams and Walt Whitman. His music was melodic and emotional, often standing in contrast to more avant-garde trends. Warren Christopher, he was born in October 1925 and he died in March 2011. His age was 85 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was kidney and bladder cancer. Warren Christopher was a statesman and lawyer who served as Secretary of State under President Bill Clinton. He helped broker peace in the Middle East and the Balkans. Christopher was known for his quiet diplomacy and legal acumen. He played a key role in the Iran hostage crisis negotiations. Jean Bartik, she was born in December 1924 and she died in March 2011. Her age was 86 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was congestive heart failure. Jean Bartik was one of the original programmers of the ENIAC, the first general-purpose electronic computer, a pioneering woman in computing. She helped launch the digital age. Bartik's contributions were long overlooked, but later celebrated as foundational. Charles Jarrett, he was born in June 1927 and he died in March 2011. His age was 83 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was prostate cancer. Charles Jarrett was a director known for historical dramas like Anne of the Thousand Days and Mary, Queen of Scots. His films earned critical acclaim and Oscar nominations. Jarrett worked in both Hollywood and British cinema, earning praise for his refined storytelling. Lanford Wilson, he was born in April 1937 and he died in March 2011. His age was 73 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from pneumonia. Lanford Wilson was a Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright associated with the off-Broadway movement. His plays explode American life with emotional depth and lyrical realism. Wilson co-founded Circle Repertory Company and mentored new talent. His works remain staples in American theater. Paul Barron, he was born in April 1926 and he died in March 2011. His age was 84 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was lung cancer. Paul Barron was a visionary engineer whose work laid the foundation for the Internet. He developed packet switching, a method of digital communication vital to modern networks. Barron's innovations changed the world of computing and telecommunications. Cyrus Harvey Jr. He was born in October 1925 and he died in April 2011. His age was 85 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Cyrus Harvey Jr. co-founded Janus Films, bringing European art cinema to American audiences. He helped popularize directors like Bergman and Kurosawa in the United States. Harvey was also a film producer and cultural tastemaker. His influence shaped American film appreciation. Saul Saxs, he was born in December 1910 and he died in April 2011. His age was 100 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was respiratory failure. Saul Saxs was a screenwriter best known for creating the hit sitcom Bewitched. He wrote for radio, television, and film. Though Bewitched was his only major television creation, it became one of the most beloved shows of its time. Saxs lived a full century of storytelling. Jerry Lawson, he was born in December 1940 and he died in April 2011. His age was 70 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from diabetes. Jerry Lawson was a pioneering engineer who developed the first commercial video game cartridge systems for Fairchild Channel F console. As one of the few black engineers in Silicon Valley at the time, he broke barriers in tech. His innovations paved the way for modern gaming. Harry Coover, he was born in March 1917 and he died in March 2011. His age was 94 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Harry Coover accidentally discovered super glue during the Second World War research and later perfected it as a commercial product. The adhesive became indispensable in households and industry. Coover held over 460 patents and was a key figure in American innovation. John M. Lounge, he was born in June 1946 and he died in March 2011. His age was 64 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was liver cancer. John Lounge was a NASA astronaut who flew on 3 space shuttle missions, a Navy veteran and engineer. He helped deploy satellites and conduct science experiments in orbit. Lounge contributed to space technology and training even after retiring from flight. Walter Browning, he was born in September 1896 and he died in April 2011. His age was 114 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Walter Browning was an American supercentenarian who lived for 114 years and 205 days. He was the oldest living man in the world at the time of his death and the 3rd oldest verified man ever. F. Gordon A. Stone, he was born in May 1925 and he died in April 2011. His age was 85 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was short illness. F. Gordon A. Stone was a British chemist known for his extensive work on organometallic chemistry. He authored over 900 academic publications and was a recipient of the Davy Medal. William Prussov, he was born in June 1920 and he died in April 2011. His age was 90 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was undisclosed. William Prussov was an American pharmacologist who developed the first FDA-approved antiviral agent and co-developed one of the earliest AIDS drugs. Geraldine DeanFerraro, she was born in August 1935 and she died in March 2011. Her age was 75 at the time of her death and the reason for her death was multiple myeloma. Geraldine DeanFerraro was an American politician and attorney who made history as the first female vice presidential nominee representing a major American political party. Robert Ross, he was born in December 1918 and he died in March 2011. His age was 92 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was bladder cancer. Robert Ross was an international business entrepreneur who founded the Ross University School of Medicine in 1978 and the University of Medicine and Health Sciences in 2007 on the Caribbean island of St. Kitts. Guy M. Townsend, he was born in October 1920 and he died in March 2011. His age was 90 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Guy M. Townsend was a United States Air Force Brigadier General and a test pilot who was the first military pilot to fly several significant aircraft models. Chris Hondros, he was born in March 1970 and he died in April 2011. His age was 41 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was grenade attack. Chris Hondros was a renowned war photographer whose work from various conflict zones earned him a Pulitzer Prize nomination. Maline Pew, she was born in March 1921 and she died in April 2011. Her age was 90 at the time of her death and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Maline Pew was an American screenwriter best known as one of the principal writers of the classic television show I Love Lucy. Dorothea Puente, she was born in January 1929 and she died in March 2011. Her age was 82 at the time of her death and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Dorothea Puente was an American convicted serial killer who operated a boarding house and murdered her tenants to collect their social security checks. William A. Rusher, he was born in July 1923 and he died in April 2011. His age was 87 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was undisclosed. William A. Rusher was an American attorney and columnist who played a significant role in the conservative movement as the publisher of National Review. William Lipko, he was born in December 1919 and he died in April 2011. His age was 91 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was pneumonia and complications. William Lipko was an American chemist who received the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1976 for his work on the structure of boranes. Harold Gfinkle, he was born in October 1917 and he died in April 2011. His age was 93 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Harold Gfinkle was an American sociologist who founded the field of anthromethodology, studying the methods people use to understand and produce the social order. Arthur Marx, he was born in July 1921 and he died in April 2011. His age was 89 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Arthur Marx was an American writer and former tennis player known for his biography and as the son of comedian Groucho Marx. Edward Edwards, he was born in June 1933 and he died in April 2011. His age was 77 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Edward Edwards was an American serial killer and former fugitive. Edwards escaped from jail in Akron, Ohio in 1995 and fled across the country holding up gas stations. By 1961, he was on the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives lists. Lyn Holron, he was born in April 1922 and he died in April 2011. His age was 89 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Lyn Holron was an American advertising copywriter, best known for portraying the Empire Man in commercials for Empire Carpet. Joel Colton, he was born in August 1918 and he died in April 2011. His age was 92 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was congestive heart failure. Joel Colton was an American historian and co-author of the widely used textbook, A History of the Modern World. Ned McGuarter, he was born in October 1930 and he died in April 2011. His age was 80 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. Ned McGuarter was an American businessman and politician who served as the 46th governor of Tennessee from 1987 to 1995. Prior to that, he served as Speaker of the Tennessee House of Representatives from 1973 to 1987, the longest tenure as Speaker up to that time. He was a member of the Democratic Party. Sidney Harvey, he was born in August 1918 and he died in April 2011. His age was 92 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was acute myeloid leukemia. Sidney Harvey was an audio pioneer and philanthropist who co-founded Harman Kardon, bringing high-fidelity sound to American homes. In 2010, he purchased Newsweek magazine, aiming to revitalize it. He also served as a Commerce Department official under President Jimmy Carter. Baruch Samuel Blumberg, he was born in July 1925 and he died in April 2011. His age was 85 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Baruch Blumberg was an American physician and geneticist who discovered the hepatitis B virus, leading to the development of its vaccine. He was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 1976 for his groundbreaking works. Thomas Eisner, he was born in June 1929 and he died in March 2011. His age was 81 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were complications from Parkinson's disease. Thomas Eisner was a renowned entomologist and chemical ecologist, often referred to as the father of chemical ecology. He was known for his studies on the chemical defenses of insects and was a professor at Cornell University. Leonard Luml, he was born in January 1920 and he died in March 2011. His age was 91 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Leonard Luml was a decorated Second World War veteran credited with disabling German artillery during the D-Day invasion, significantly aiding the Allied forces. After the war, he became a successful attorney in New Jersey. John C. Haas, he was born in May 1918 and he died in April 2011. His age was 92 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. John C. Haas was a philanthropist and former chairman of the Rome Haas Company. He was known for his extensive community service and charitable contributions, particularly in the Philadelphia area. Max Matthews, he was born in November 1926 and he died in April 2011. His age was 84 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was pneumonia. Max Matthews was a pioneer in computer music, creating the first program to generate sound on a computer. His work laid the foundation for digital music synthesis and influenced the development of electronic music. Philip Shearer, he was born in August 1922 and he died in April 2011. His age was 88 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Philip Shearer was a historian and served as the president of Miami University in Ohio, overseeing significant growth and development during his tenure. William Donald Schaeffer, he was born in November 1921 and he died in April 2011. His age was 89 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. William Donald Schaeffer was a prominent political figure in Maryland, serving as the mayor of Baltimore and later as a state's governor. He was known for his dedication to urban development and public service. Marty Marian, he was born in December 1917 and he died in March 2011. His age was 93 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Marty Marian was a Major League Baseball shortstop, primarily with the St. Louis Cardinals. He was an 8-time All-Star and won the National League MVP award in 1944. Drew Hill, he was born in October 1956 and he died in March 2011. His age was 54 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was strokes. Drew Hill was a two-time Pro Bowl wide receiver in the NFL, known for his time with the Houston Oilers and his role in the run-and-shoot offense during the 1980s. Lou Gorman, he was born in February 1929 and he died in April 2011. His age was 82 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Lou Gorman was a general manager of Boston Red Sox from 1984 to 1993, overseeing the team's return to the World Series in 1986. He was respected for his leadership and contributions to baseball. Mel Green Robertson, she was born in August 1913 and she died in April 2011. Her age was 97 at the time of her death and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Mel Green Robertson was an art historian and archaeologist renowned for her documentation of Maya art and inscriptions, significantly contributing to the understanding of Maya civilization. Larry Finch, he was born in February 1951 and he died in April 2011. His age was 60 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Larry Finch was a celebrated basketball player and coach, known for his tenure at the University of Memphis, where he both played and later coached, leading the team to the multiple NCAA tournaments appearances. Homer Smith, he was born in October 1931 and he died in April 2011. His age was 79 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Homer Smith was a respected football coach, known for his innovative offensive strategies and serving as the offensive coordinator at several major universities including the University of Alabama. Eddie Joost, he was born in June 1916 and he died in April 2011. His age was 94 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Eddie Joost was a Major League Baseball sports star and manager playing primarily for the Philadelphia Athletics and known for his defensive skills and leadership. Lyn Holron, he was born in February 1925 and he died in April 2011. His age was 86 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Lyn Holron was a two-time Pro Bowl selection and played as a halfback on the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 1950s, known for his versatility and kick return abilities. Norm Masters, he was born in September 1933 and he died in April 2011. His age was 77 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Norm Masters was an offensive tackle for the Green Bay Packers, contributing to the team's successes during the Vince Lombardi era, including multiple NFL championships. Joe Perry, he was born in January 1927 and he died in April 2011. His age was 84 at the time of his death and the reason for his death were complications from dementia. Joe Perry was a Hall of Fame fullback for San Francisco 49ers, known for his speed and power, and was the first African American to win the NFL MVP award. Jim Mandick, he was born in July 1948 and he died in April 2011. His age was 62 at the time of his death and the reason for his death was cancer. Jim Mandick was a tight end for the Miami Dolphins, part of the undefeated 1972 team, and later became a popular radio broadcaster for the team. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day.